This is question 22 on the January 2017 Common Core Algebra 1 Regents, and it involves completing the square. So this is part of quadratics and quadratic equations, and this is one method by which we may solve them. So we have the method of completing the square was used to solve the equation 2x squared minus 12x plus 6 equals 0. Which equation is a correct step when using this method? So in order to complete the square, the first thing we need to do is get that a to equal 1. How do we do that? Well, we divide by 2, but remember, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we got to do to the other side. So I'm dividing the entire left side by 2, which is the same as dividing each individual term by 2, because they are separated by addition and subtraction. So here, we're left with x squared. Here, we're left with 6x. Here we're left with 3, and here we're left with 0. Still, 0 divided by 2 is still 0. So the next step in completing the square is to move the c term over. And we get x squared minus 6x is equal to negative 3. Now the entire process of completing the square is here. We take the b term, we half it. And that would be negative 3. And then we square negative 3 to get positive 9. That completes the perfect square trinomial. Now what do? We add this to complete the perfect square trinomial. But again, remember, whatever we do to one side of the equation, in order to keep the equation properly balanced and not change it, we have to do to the other side as well. So now we're left with x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 6. And now we can factor the left side, which is a perfect square. And this would be x minus 3, x minus 3. If you don't catch on to the fact that it has to be half of the b term, that is the negative 3, you can just do add and multiply here. Find two numbers that add to negative 6 and multiply to positive 9, which would be negative 3 and negative 3, which of course again is by design. That's the number that we've created there. Equals 6, and we get x minus 3 squared is equal to 6. Now note that the question just says which equation is a correct step when using this method, and here we have x minus 3 squared is equal to 6, so our answer is choice 1. We're not asked to solve it, so we don't need to go any further here.